Man, I love 300 Blackout. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm out here with another one of my 300 Blackouts from my collection. So far, I've covered my 9-inch 300 Blackout bolt rifle. If you haven't seen that video, it's on my channel, and I'll leave a link to it in the description. I've covered my 300 Blackout Sig Rattler. Again, all these videos will be linked in the description if you haven't caught them yet. And the last video, I covered my 9-inch AR-15 300 Blackout, which is probably the favorite out of my collection. But the one we're looking at today is real high up there too. It's kind of like your children. It's hard to pick a favorite one. Let me know down in the comments which one you guys like the best. Guys, I wanted to take a minute to show you my campsite page. If you're in the market for firearms, firearm accessories, range gear, reloading equipment, be sure to check out my campsite page. It'll always be linked in the description of my videos. And it really helps out the channel a lot, and it'll never cost you any money to use these links. And in some cases, you can save money. So if you're in the market for anything firearms related, be sure to find a video of mine, check out the description, and check out my campsite page. And hopefully you guys can tell, I've recently purchased a new camera. I invested in a better camera for the channel. I was using my Galaxy S23 Ultra phone to film all my videos. Now I've finally invested in a dedicated camera. I was able to do that with the money I've made from my affiliate links, so I really appreciate you guys. It doesn't cost you a thing to use those links, but I get a little kickback, and it really helps grow the channel. I always invest that money back into the channel, whether it be buying new stuff to do videos on or buying new equipment to raise the quality of my videos. So again, I really appreciate you guys using those links. Also, we're now monetized. If any of you guys feel like you want to help out directly, you can join and become a member for as little as like $2 a month. There's different tiers, but the lowest one I think they let you go is like $2 a month. So now that that's out of the way, let's take a look at this gun today. This is my 8.3-inch 300 Blackout. We'll start from the back and go to the front. As you can see, I'm running BCM furniture, and hopefully you can tell this furniture is painted multicam black. I purchased this furniture set from Joint Force Enterprises. You can buy these furniture sets, either BCM or Magpul, already done up in different camo patterns. This one happens to be multicam black. You can get multicam, several other colors. You'd have to check their website out for a complete list. So the stock, the gunfighter grip, the foregrip, and the rail panels all came from Joint Force Enterprises, and they're all in multicam black. Unfortunately, I didn't get a magazine. I need to pick up some magazines, but not all that concerned on whether a magazine matches or not. The reason I didn't buy one when I bought the furniture set, they offer regular Magpul and different magazines in their camo patterns, but they don't offer 300 Blackout specific magazines. But you can send in magazines of your own to have it camoed up or whatever you need done. All right, coming up from there, we're just on a standard carbine buffer tube. Inside, it's a standard buffer spring. We are running a H1 buffer, and again, standard carbine buffer spring. Running a BCM gunfighter QDM plate, PSA stripped lower receiver, ALG trigger, running an Armaspec 45-degree ambidextrous safety, and the Magpul bad lever as always. The upper receiver is a Aero Precision stripped upper receiver. The bolt carrier group is an Aero Precision bolt carrier group. The barrel is a Ballistic Advantage 8.3-inch barrel. Very nice barrel. This is their Hansen profile barrel. I know you can't tell the shape of the barrel, but it's a lightweight Hansen profile barrel. I think Ballistic Advantage's Hansen profile barrel is the best barrel profile for an AR-15. I absolutely love that barrel profile. It's got a great balance between strength, rigidity, and being lightweight. So really good combination for AR barrel. I run many of them in my builds, my different builds that you have seen and that you will see going forward. Attached to the barrel, we're running Griffin Armaments Easy Break. It's called Easy Break because you just tighten it down. It does not have to be timed. Not my favorite Griffin muzzle device, but it does serve a purpose. I just need it for the taper mount. And as you can see, the rail kind of covers up the taper part. So that makes this very silencer specific. I have to run a silencer that's got a bit of a step down to fit into that rail. So I run my Griffin Recce 7 with that. As you can see, it's got this little step down from the full size. So that's able to go down into the rail without contacting the rail. Speaking of the rail, this is a BCM KMR 8-inch rail. Very nice rail. Very slim, lightweight, and very strong. I love the lockup on these BCM rails, and I think their rails are one of the best in the industry. Again, they strike a good balance between strength, rigidity, and being lightweight. They're not bomb-proof. I don't need a rail that'll be bomb-proof. I want something that is lightweight yet rigid and has a good solid lockup. Running a Sling Keeper here from Wise Men Company. I really like these. They just Velcro. Well, this one ties around your rail, and when you fold your sling up, that just goes around, secures on that tab, and gives you quick, easy access to your sling when you need it, and stores it up next to the gun good and tight when you're not using it. The iron sights I'm running are Griffin. I think they're called the M2s. If that's not right, I'll correct it on the screen. Not my favorite sights in the world. When you buy them, they're extremely stiff. It takes a while to get them broke in to where you can actually flip them up and down easy. Or at least every set I've dealt with so far has been, and I've dealt with 2 separate sets of them. They are a very minimalist sight, but I do prefer the Midwest Industries combat sights. They're kind of the same principle, but have a lot smoother function. And there's the front sight. If you'll notice, I always leave my front sights up on all my ARs. This helps me get a quicker target acquisition. The optic I'm running is a Holosun HS403B. This is a budget sight, but it's about as budget as I'm willing to go on a say duty rifle. I have several of these. I hate to justify anybody buying something like this, but I have a lot of ARs, and if I put aim points and EOTechs on every one of them, I mean, it's just not feasible. Not at my income level. But I haven't had any problems with these 403 sights from Holosun. I have had problems in the past from other Holosun red dots. As a matter of fact, I've got one that I've just shipped out for warranty work a couple days ago. So, you know, they're not perfect, but they will get you by if you're on a little bit lower of a budget. If I had to recommend one, it would be the 403R. That has their mechanical dial for the brightness on the side. It's the one that looks most likely like an aim point T2, and they have a higher battery life than the 403A or B, and they seem to be rugged. I have about 4 of them, and I've never had a problem with them, period. Never had a dot go out, never had any problems whatsoever. Over several thousands and thousands of rounds, I've never had a problem with the 403R, so at this point I feel like I can kind of recommend it as a budget red dot. But of course, if you got the money or you can save up and buy it, I would always recommend the Aimpoint T2, the EOTech, and I do like the Trijicon RMR. Some people love it, some people hate it. I like the Trijicon RMR. That 403B is sitting in a ADM QD mount. Very nice mount. It fits all micro pattern sights, such as the T1 or T2, and any sight that uses that mounting pattern. Very nice optic mount, really like it. They are a little bit pricey, but there are some that are definitely way more expensive, so if you want a nice QD mount, this is a pretty good option. For a magnifier, I'm running Primary Arms SLX 3x magnifier. This is their micro model. I did buy the mount separate. It is a Primary Arms flip to side mount. The flip to side mount works really great. It has a solid flip to side action. It does have detents that lock it in place, so it takes some effort to flip it back over. And to the charging handle, this is a BCM Gunfighter charging handle. It's their newer style, not the Voltor model. And this is the small lever. Really like it. Don't know why I always thought I needed the big large levers. I can work this little small lever pretty well. You know, maybe I've got a lot of practice working with a small lever, but I really took to this one, and if I had it to do over, I would probably just buy all the small levers. And the last thing I can show you is this Surefire M300 Scout Light. It's in an Arasaka mount, probably the best light mount you can get, in my opinion. Arasaka, they sell really good mounts. This is the older model Surefire with the KX1 Alpha head. I've had it for many years. I did upgrade it with this Unity hot button, or whatever they're called. The little small Unity button. Really like it. I really like that the way it's set up. I like the shorter cable. I like the tail switch, the way it's got the bend in it. And I'm using these cable management clips that hook on your Picatinny. Hopefully you guys can see those. And I just found those on Amazon. They're just some cheap off-brand, but they really work well in keeping your cables secure. Alright guys, that's about all I can tell you about this build. Hopefully the new camera showed up well. Let me know in the comments if you like the video quality. I'm still very new to videography or whatever, but I have been studying it quite a bit here lately, leading up to the purchase of the camera that I purchased. If you guys have any tips or anything you can throw my way, that's always absolutely appreciated. But enough with the camera crap, let's go shoot this thing. Alright guys, we got our Griffin Recce 7 suppressor mounted up. As you can see, it's got a very close mount up to that rail. Hopefully you can see that. Definitely no contact with the rail anywhere. That step down on the Recce 7 makes it perfect to sit right down in there. But the rail choice with this barrel does limit my options with suppressors, but this one works perfectly fine. And the Recce 7's a very nice, very good sounding suppressor. Alright, we're going to start off with 300 Blackout Supersonics. You guys have heard of unsuppressed gunshots, so I'm not even going to waste the bullets there. Let's get our dot dialed up, and we'll shoot into the dirt for the first round. All right, into the dirt. All right, there's our Supersonic 300 Blackout. Now we're on to Subsonics. We'll shoot them in the dirt first. Perfect 3 o'clock ejection. Put some into the water. On steel. All right, guys, those cycled great. Perfect 3 o'clock ejection. Our Supersonics ejected perfectly, cycled perfectly. Neither of my 300 Blackout ARs have adjustable gas blocks. I like it that way. I don't want to have something to fiddle with or another failure point. They are both tuned to cycle supers and subs reliably, and I haven't had any failure so far out of either one of them. Tuning your AR is really not that hard. If you're running a decent barrel that's got a good gas port size, that's the best place to start. Some of your cheaper barrels will have too large of a gas port, and it really makes it a lot harder to tune it. Ballistic Advantage seems to have really good gas ports on their barrels. This is running the pin gas block that comes with the Hansen profile barrels, and I always tune it with the buffer as much as I can. This is just running an H1 buffer, so not too heavy. Everything cycles real reliably. Let's run another mag of subs through it. And these are the 300 Blackout mags I run, Lancer. They cycle really well. I haven't had a problem with them. Overall, I usually prefer Magpul mags, and Magpul does make 300 Blackout specific mags, but since I run Magpul mags with all my 5.56 stuff, I didn't want to take a chance on getting anything mixed up. So with my 300 Blackout, I run Lancer mags. All right, Subsonics. These are 220 grain Subsonics, by the way. Alright guys, that's my 8.3 inch 300 Blackout AR. Be sure to drop down in the comments, let me know what you think of it. Be sure to hit that like button and be sure to subscribe.